We've made it to Cancer season, the time of nurturing ourselves and mothering ourselves and being home and a bit more inward and really honoring our feminine side, because Cancer is a feminine, very emotional, beautiful sign. So we're going to talk about Cancer season. We're going to talk about the herbs that support us during Cancer season, and we'll talk a bit about an important transit happening for a year having to do with Cancer. So let's dive into it. Look into your birth chart to see where you have Cancer in your chart. Which house does it fall in? Because that is the part of the chart that gets ignited as Cancer season is here. Cancer. What a beautiful, beautiful sign. A water sign, therefore emotions. And very, very intuitive. Cancer is ruled by the moon, which is, the moon is seen as our grandmother, right? Up in the sky. She holds a feminine energy. And therefore, Cancerians can be very changeable, can be known to be kind of moody, kind of that abstract feminine energy rather than that consistent linear masculine energy. Cancerians have a lot of emotional intelligence. They can feel other people, sometimes to a fault, and Cancers need to remember to close up their auric field and not take on other people's stuff. If you're a Cancer, you might know what I'm talking about. It's the mother archetype. Cancer is the mother, how we take care of others, how we take care of ourselves. And of course, we must remember that taking care of ourselves is number one before we can take care of others. So the solstice happens during Cancer season, the longest day of the year. Everything is green and lush, and it starts to get hot and steamy, and it's a beautiful portal. It's really a beautiful portal. You know what I'm talking about. The lightning bugs come out. So yes, Cancer is ruled by the moon. And something that's very important and great news for everyone is that Jupiter, our planet of expansion and abundance and blessings and good fortune, is in the sign of Cancer for the next year. Now, if you know a bit about astrology, you may have heard of planets being exalted in certain signs, and what that means is it's where the planet prefers to be. And Jupiter prefers to be in Cancer because he can really feel himself stretching and expanding and emoting, and it's a very beautiful, benevolent transit. And like I said, it's happening for an entire year. So if you're a Cancer sun, a Cancer moon, or rising, you're going to feel this the most. And likely you're going to have a lot of very beautiful, transformative blessings coming your way for the next year. So see where that falls for you in your natal chart. And even if you don't have any placements in Cancer, you have Cancer in one of your houses. So that's very exciting. That means that a lot of higher emotional intelligence will be coming online, compassion, nurturing each other, right? All the themes of Cancer gets magnified for the next year. Okay, let's talk about the herbs that will support us during Cancer season, and they are chamomile, they are St. John's wort, and I'm forgetting the third that I wanted to talk about. Oh, red clover. Okay, so I'll start with St. John's wort because I just harvested her for the first time Sunday. And St. John's wort is that beautiful, bright, yellow, wild plant that comes out around the solstice, which is why she has her name St. John, because that was the celebration of the St. John during the summer solstice. And she is known as sunlight in a bottle because she's out there collecting all the sun rays of the summer solstice and holding them in her beautiful yellow blooms. And that's what she helps us with. She brings light where there is dark and unearths, shadow territory. On like a spiritual level, she is that kind of bringing the unconsciousness to consciousness, right? Shedding the light into the dark. She's great for depression. She's great for anxiety. She is a mood lifter. She carries the rays of the sun. And she also is great for nerves and any kind of nerve pain, any kind of nervousness, any kind of sciatica, something like that. But also, she's a powerful antiviral. So she's really an ally for folks who have herpes or any other virus. So she's going to help with that as well. Thank you, St. John's wort. And how you work with her is through tincture, typically, is how you're going to get all the beautiful medicinal properties, plus like a really nice topical. Beautiful. Next is red clover, who came out in the last month or so before St. John's wort. Beautiful red clover is a fertility herb, and that is why she's associated with cancer, because she's excellent for fertility. She's one of the most potent fertility herbs, and she's also loaded with vitamins and minerals, and she's a food grade herb. She's another food grade herb like stinging nettle, where when you make an infusion with her, you are drinking liquid food. She's packed and so delicious. And I don't know if you know this trick, but if you find a red clover and you pluck the red clover, you can pluck out the little tiny purple petals, and the white part at the bottom you can suck out tiniest little bit of nectar. And I remember when I was a kid, I remember thinking like, what would be so special, something that I would have for my birthday, that I would want for my birthday. And I remember saying, what if somebody gifted me a whole basket full of red clover petals that I could just, and I'm a Cancer rising. It all makes sense. So perfect. Red clover, make infusions, make tea, sit with red clover. And then lastly, we can speak about chamomile, which is, she's also growing during this time. She needs a lot of sun, and she is such, as we know her from when we were younger, like chamomile is so good for our bellies, right? If we have upset bellies, or good for digesting our food. And the part of the body that cancer is related to is our stomach and also the breasts. So any kind of upset belly or stomach ache or needing help with digestion and just calming those nerves is our beautiful friend chamomile. So I hope everybody has a beautiful Cancer season. Take care of yourself. Take care of those that you love. Be compassionate. Hold that beautiful mother essence. Take care of our planet. Honor our earth. Do all those things to honor that divine, sacred feminine.